Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here. So this lunch and learn, I had help. Ploy Song sang, help me get connected. We're going to do mindfulness and stress management, and we're lucky to have Dr. Ten Pai Jit to speak with us. So I'm going to turn it over to you. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming.
Good morning, still morning. Nowadays we face stress much more. Seems like it's taking away. And so we should learn how to deal with that stress management. And you hear about mindfulness every day, whether you know it or not. Everyone talks about mindfulness this day. So we'll come to learn what is mindfulness and how can it help you. Okay, so let's learn what causes stress in your life. I kind of agree on 4 major stressors, and then like weather, like today it's going to rain or snow, should be going on the salt for the ice or not. Significant life change, like your kids start going to school. You know, what you're gonna do, you know, like, you have to come up with a different traffic plan. Daily hassle, like flat tire, or you block out the Dorset Road, I can't get to my work. New hassle that comes into your life. A catastrophe, like tornado hit, that was back 6-7 years ago, unexpectedly. And this resulted in emotional behavioral effects. Some people will cause depression. Some would hide themselves, lock themselves away from the public, didn't want to face society. Some would end up with rage, anger, with fight. Some people have anxiety and fly away from the scene. Some people end up with addiction. Nowadays, we heard like a few years ago, like 2016, there were like 60,000 dead. That year from drug overdose. And the real figure, talking from ex-drug addict, he said the figure is probably close to 100,000. Because if you're older than 65 and you put on death certificate, you're not going to put on drug overdose. He said heart attack or stroke, It could be drug overdose. It could be prescription drug too. And now like fentanyl is common. How can you get fentanyl? Because you need prescription. Then now like you talk to the pharmacist at Walmart, they said coming from China. And they have patients from Philippines. They say, oh, we have got a problem a lot there. I understand maybe the Chinese entrepreneur, they might be good in Philippines because there are a lot of poppy field there. Shipped to the U.S. Now heroin is in pill form, $5 a pill. Can you imagine that? And then now we have, they call it group of refuge recovery. They use mindfulness to recover from drug addiction. Very powerful. So it may have effect on the hippocampus, like a memory. Amygdala first. That's in your brain. It's a picture of the brain. Amygdala is about emotional memory. Like post-traumatic stress people, like from Middle East war, they end up with atrophy, like shrinking of the amygdala here. PTSD. You heard of that, right? The amygdala gets shrink, and hippocampus like general memory, and it has effect like happy feeling and so on, that kind of memorized there, and cause you craving through the frontal cortex, where you think, the front of the brain. Okay, and this sometimes we end up with our behavior, like habits, whether you fight or flight. Some people, when you talk to them, they start quarreling with you right away. Type A personality, So you have to learn to know them or yourself in that way. So we end up with multitasking this day, so many things to do, kind of lower your productivity. And now like kids this day, you know, my son, when sometimes I go to have lunch with them or brunch, and they have 4 or 5 friends there. And we talk and eat, but they don't look at each other. They're busy looking at iPhone, and they talk on iPhone, and then they talk to their friends. That's their multitasking. Turn out when you test for reaction time, like you know in medical school we do that, or some other place, physiology lab, like you put on a red light and you put on a break, artificial break, and you know like maybe 0.03 second or something like that reaction time. Turn out those people, kids with multitasking, when the Anchorman, you know, I think 60 Minutes or some place, or scientific program, and now like they thought they were going to be beaten by the kid. But turned out he won every time. Kids thought they were doing great, they can do so many things, but they're so flimsy in each one. So when they do reaction time, they're slower than the old generation like you and me. Not your generation. That is too old. The young kids, you can be young kid anytime. You should have confidence in that. Okay, and then we switch between tasks all the time, so we end up with more mistake and burnout too. And long working hours and constant connectivity won't let you stay alone. You have phone, now you have iPhone or smartphone, they can reach you anytime, so you can't run away from them on your job. So it turned out like lately, the mindfulness that rooted in Eastern philosophy found its way to mainstream, especially this country, proving to be beneficial in solving the world problems, and it helps people clear their mind, retreat themselves, bring themselves, refresh themselves basically, with more creativity, big thinking, and so on, and able to maintain concentration and ignore distraction. And there are many mindfulness classes similar to this or more advanced conference and mindfulness meditation conducted everywhere, especially how to de-stress yourself. With great success among large corporations like Google, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, General Mills, and so on. They also gained acceptance with Silicon Valley entrepreneurs like Fortune 500 titans, Pentagon chiefs, and Capitol Hill staff. Like Pentagon chief, like there's a PhD lady there that trained military that go out to the Middle East, so they get ready. They're more mindful, and they have less stress than been up in the trap. So they can use that Pentagon there. And Tim Ryan is a congressman of Ohio. We have like mindfulness class in Capitol Hill for both parties. So people come in and learn that and benefit from that. And thanks to John Kabat-Zinn, he's a PhD in biochemistry. Back in 1979, he went to Insight Meditation course, IMS in Barre, Massachusetts, Insight Meditation Society. They train people on Insight Meditation. And then at the end of that retreat, he came up with the bright idea that just flashed in his mind. Maybe I can use this to help people who have chronic pain, chronic disability. And he's a teacher, associate professor at U of Mass, Massachusetts, in Worcester, Massachusetts. And he recruits leftover patients, more or less, people who have chronic pain that no clinic wants them, chronic disability that keep coming for narcotics, to control their pain. So they recruit them like have, I think 2 nights a week, 2 hours or something of training. They they have each one get a little raisin to chew on and taste it, not to swallow, to chew and taste, just to get experience of cell awareness. And then a little yoga there. And then at the end of 8 weeks, there was maybe 6 hours on weekend class. But each day they have to get audio tape to meditate at home on that instruction. It turned out like in 2-year study, lots of them, I think up to 80% return to work, come off disability, get rid of chronic pain. So they become more aware of themselves and improve themselves in that way. And 2 years later, up to 60 to 80% still practicing that, even the study is over. So if you're trying so many things like I list there, fibromyalgia, chronic pain syndrome, you may have heard of this term. That everybody you touch or hug, they say, don't touch me. Some people are like that because they hurt of this fibromyalgia. They express, instead of expressing tears, they express in their body pain. And people have chronic pain, I mentioned anxiety disorder, depression, psoriasis, like chronic scaly skin disorder. Their cell cycle keep up. Instead of 7 days, it's like every 3 days. That's why they build a certain spot. So they need more shower or more care for those areas with steroid. But people have cancer, complementary, not to treat cancer, but complementary treatment. It doesn't cure psoriasis neither, but it's kind of complementary because chronic illness, people worry a lot, they're stressful mentally, or they go for a light infrared treatment or something like that. So chronic treatment kind of worries them, anxious and depressed, but it's helping. It's not curing, it's just complementary. And now there's over 700 this is called MBSR, mindfulness-based stress reduction. I show that on the top. There are 700 centers all around the world. Most of them in this country. And at Washington University, they have a center like that too. They also try mindfulness-based cognitive therapy, MBCT, which is for psychotherapy, treatment and preventive measure for depression and other illnesses. And the improvement from the MBSR is shown here, like improved quality of life, reduced pain related with drug use, increased sense of meaningfulness, and manageability, can't say that word. Reduce anxiety and depression, and enhance self-esteem, reduce chronic pain, and fewer panic attack, and strengthen immunity. I'll show that later on. Increase social activity, vitality, reduce tension, anger and fatigue, improve sleep quality, also reduce pain, drug use, and improve emotion, reduce anxiety, half the rate of depression, less admission, save a lot of money to insurance or government. Decrease blood pressure and optimal state of relaxing, alertness, and decrease psychiatric hospitalization, as I mentioned, reduce harmful behavior, and reduce substance abuse, and decrease if there was no problem, and feel less intense headaches, and greater acuity associated with positive emotion. So this has been on Time Magazine in February 2014. It's a mindful revolution, the science of finding focus in a stressed out, multitasking culture. It seems like USA. And according to psychology today, there's at least 10 million people meditating. There's some form of meditation on a daily basis. Back in 2013, 5 years previously. So why meditate? Because that mindfulness doesn't come by itself. You need training. So, what's the final benefit? In short, it's summed up on
use words. We suffer our own biased thoughts. You know, you sit still, quiet, sometimes or close your eye, all of a sudden thoughts pop up, whatever is bugging you. Seems like a non-stop problem. And because we being embedded with this three-headed delusion, that's sneaking with your biased thoughts. It causes your thought to be biased, embedded in your thought. Thought is just your mental activities. In reality, mind is luminous. Luminous. It's kind of not quite pure, like innocent, like baby, firstborn. Mind is like that. Or first thing when you wake up in the morning, mind is luminous. Before you start thinking, oh, I have to drop my Kinetic exam today. You mess up already. The first thing when you wake up, open your eye, free of thought, that's the nature of your mind. But tainted with transitory mental impurities. It's not there, but you invite it in. And at home, I want to leave you. The whole day, it didn't buffer that. The transitory mental impurity. It's not the true nature of your mind. Your mind is luminous. And that's mental impurities are those three-headed delusions that you being controlled by. Uninvited guests at the home in. And so we can see how the brain functions here. When you're exposed to, say, there's a piece, you can tell that, I don't know what it is. It can be a pointer, or it can be, I can't use it there. So I use an arrow instead. And your brain would see what it is. Also, at the same time, it tell you it's mine, not yours. Okay. So how do we get information? It turned out very scientific. It's six sense sphere. You have eye, ear, nose, tongue, body contact, and mind. Not five sense sphere. In the West, you have five sense, right? You have six sense. It's the sixth one is the mind, consciousness. So each one has specific consciousness. Like say, when you see this, you see a sight, and your eye is perceiving object, subject. But that's all. It doesn't have meaning. So you have to have consciousness, eye consciousness, activated. So it has to be corresponding consciousness. So three aspects: subject, object, and a specific corresponding consciousness. You cannot use your eye consciousness to hear. It has to be ear consciousness. You hear my voice? See? That's when it activates, it's gone. When I quit, it's gone. It's up top. It's temporary active ear consciousness. So it's got contact, and same thing with the nasal consciousness, tongue consciousness. How is the food? Good? Tongue consciousness. Okay, but each one is specific. You can't tell what the apple tastes like today. The red one, no, or orange, sweet or sour, whatever. Specific. And contact, from the contact, you have it's acted on. And feeling comes after that, like good taste, bad taste, or bitter, sour, or sweet, salty in your food. That's a feeling. Perception, then you know is what food is this, you can tell. And bias perception next to that. I get this. I don't know why I bring this thing today. But I love this. I'm going to buy some more tomorrow. I'll pick something like this. And then you end up with craving and disturbing thought, and then obsessive thought. Ladies know this a lot. Like say, sometimes you saw nice shoes. You have 10 pairs at home, and you have disturbing thought. This is too expensive. Next thing is follow you home. Obsessive thought, I got you. So, and we by doing that, the bias thought generates a self-image hologram to please yourself. we end up with central desire, like I tell you about the Jews. Liking. Why do I like that guy? Disliking. I love that guy. You know, you do this a lot. You see on television. You don't even know that guy. You start to show that this flash up. Yeah, he looks like a crook. Because they make it that way. Okay, this causes stress and suffering in your life. So it turned out mindful awareness is very powerful. It can block you from pure perception into biased perception. Neuroscientists say, Professor Damasio, he said, in parallel to generate a mental pattern for an object, like I showed this, you generate a mental pattern of this in your brain, and you try to interpret what it is. And then in parallel to that, he said, your brain also generates a sense of self in the act of knowing. So you know this is not yours, or this is mine. For me, I know this is mine. So we generate this ITAC, it's called ITAC, or biased perception, at the same time. That's what he said. But in reality, it's two-step, like I show you, perception and biased perception, two-step, and mindful awareness is powerful enough to cut it. You end it there. Don't glorify the story. Just stop there. Sometimes you see your friend keep bugging you with this, going on and on and on. Say, stop it. I can't do that. I can't stand it. You know, sometimes they just keep whining about it. So you have to stop them somehow. But you can stop yourself the same way with mindful awareness. And when you end this self-image hologram. So no self, no self. You stop your thought and you go on with that, with your life. So insight meditation is a way to gain mindful awareness. And you heard, this is just some example I got at Sam's on a weekly basis early in the year. So you can see, last year this is that. I got 2 more this year. On the shelf, I go there every 1 or 2 weeks. It pop up everywhere, in every magazine, there's some sort of mindfulness there. So you need to know what it is, right? So this is John Kabat-Zinn I showed earlier. He said, pay attention to the present moment with intention, while letting go of judgment, being non-judgmental. Like I mentioned, you saw some guy or some girl on TV, hate that girl, and you already make judgment. You just see what it is, and as if your life depends on it. So it's very important, just pay real attention to that. But when you say mindfulness, in fact, there are 2 words in there. It's a book I wrote. It's Essence of Life, Mindfulness, and Self-Awareness. So there's 2 components in there when you say mindfulness. Mindfulness, in Pali term, we call sati, means self-recollection, self-remembrance. Okay. It's from the past up to the present, what you do, what you say, what you think, up to the present time. But self-awareness is about very present moment, like clear comprehension, clear knowing, full awareness, and conscious awareness. So basically, like James Comey, you know James Comey, director of CIA, okay, or FBI. FBI. I was so confused. Okay, he went to Trump Tower because President Trump summoned him. So when he come down to his car, he had mindfulness, self-remembrance, what they talk about, exact words and so on. So he had very mindful and aware something might happen from this. But he told him to be easy on with what's that general, without his name, his friend. Be easy on that guy. His clear comprehension, he had full awareness. So he jotted out what they were talking about, and he make it non-classified, very aware.
so that he can use it later on. He wrote a book on it and testify on that basis. If you could classify, what would you do? You can't use it, right? So he's very aware of that. So he was mindfully aware at that very moment. So this is the virtue of gratefulness. So how do you meditate? Why? Because this is a reverse engineering technique. You know about yourself. A person, this is four foundations of mindfulness I mentioned earlier. A person composed of these 5 aggregates of 5 groups. Like we have body, a form, feeling, perception, thought formation, and consciousness. So we have these 5 aspects of life that we dwell in. And we generate a sense of self in there, which is illusory, because neuroscientists try to look for this, they never found it, where it is located in your brain or any part of your body. So form, we meditate on the body. Feeling, we meditate on feeling. Perception is a mindful awareness I mentioned, to oversee the whole thing. And thought formation is about mental phenomena, and consciousness is your mind. So we meditate on these 4 aspects of life: body, feeling, mind, mental phenomena. And how we do it through self-observation. It's not about other people, about yourself. Self-monitoring. Like when you go to the airport, where do you go? TSA, right? That's the kind of mindfulness is like TSA, they draw you in there, line you up. And self-awareness is basically like the guy that look at monitor, strip you down, take your belt off, shoes off, you off, and so on. So they can monitor, look into the monitor, or scan you, your body scan, X-ray scan. So it's working together. Mindfulness is like sees you or retrieve you, and then he sees you, and then self-awareness investigate, self-observation. My self-awareness is wisdom, because you look at what is on that present moment, at that body, feeling, mind, mental phenomena, in this 4 aspects of life. And with perseverance, so you work on it 24/7, if you could, with self-awareness and mindfulness at the body, feeling, movement, in a single step. You get rid of pleasure and pain and be attached to unbiased, to become more unbiased. We did this with bias. Do it day and night if possible, in informal practice, which I show you, or informal in your daily life, being unbiased, we observe things. And don't anticipate in what you meditate, or don't intervene, don't indulge. And practice, you enjoy it when you do it with joy. Set your mind with joy. You can live your life with joy. Why you be crummy all the time? Set your mind with joy. Joy will lead to bliss. Bliss will lead to calmness, which is conducive for happiness to arise. And happiness make you gain steady mind. You're more focused. You set your mind gloomy. That day can be